What's up, everybody? Tom Bogart, co-host Daddy Ball Podcast.
Brian Ingles, co-host, Daddy Ball Podcast. We are here again at the Blue Sox Academy in Sangertown Mall. Please like, subscribe. The more that you guys do and interact, the more that we can bring to you. So today we're going to talk about one of the things that is really, really popular at this time of year is March Madness. So Tom, what are we doing with March Madness?
So Brian and I decided that since we're in the Utica, New York, Oneida County area, and even the Mohawk Valley and all together, since we're in March and we got Sweet 16 going on in March Madness, we wanted to rank and get other people's opinions on the best pizza places in the area, which is a topic that is, ever since I've been born, has always been a topic of conversation around here. So it might be weird for some people watching it, maybe out of the area, but around here we take food very seriously, as you can tell by the dad bods rocking here, both Brian and mine. And
listen, these are bought and paid for, okay? So
many times over.
Exactly.
Many times over.
Why would you want a six-pack? You can get a keg, right?
Right. So I was so happy when the dad bod became popular. I was like,
I know.
I always wanted that 6-pack and that 8-pack or whatever it was, and I never really had it. Even when I was younger. I mean, I was a lot slimmer, but
I tried. I just love food too much. I love pizza too much.
Listen, for the people who live in this area, you know exactly what we're talking about with the quality of food we have here at our disposal, and for you. And for the other people around here that are able to eat all that and have the 6-packs and 8-packs,
great.
2 thumbs up to you.
So basically, me and Tom we're going to talk about a couple of our favorite pizza places. We've been asking some of our guests, that are going to be on. We're going to ask them what their favorite pizza places are. But there are so many great places, and we ask a question like, well, we do a bracket for pizza, and we want you guys to interact, and you guys make the decisions on what your favorites are. And we could go down and have a full 64 bracket if we wanted to, I think. But we're going to try to narrow it to 16. Yeah. All right, so me and Tom are going to give a couple of our favorites. We want you, the listeners, the subscribers, to fill it out for us. And then we're going to ask for some fan interaction, some subscriber and viewer interaction to figure out what is the most popular amongst, our Blue Sox community about, what's your favorite pizza place. So I know that I grew up in Oriskany, so I would be remiss if I didn't mention Capri Pizzeria in Oriskany. It's probably where half of that flub that I got came from. Yeah. Just going down to the village after school. But my favorite place is I love Joe's Pizzeria. Okay, Joe's Pizza. I love the upside down. Yep. I try not to spoil myself with it too much because I don't want it to go, for me to get used to it. But I love Joe's. My friends that are out of town, when they come back, we always got to go there. Yep. I probably most frequent Franco's in Whitesboro, but my favorite is Joe's.
So I grew up in Westmoreland, and a long time ago when I was a kid, there were no pizza places in Westmoreland. For all you lovely people, this was before 840 was even there. Yeah. So we had to drive 25 minutes, 30 minutes to get anywhere. Yep. But I went to Notre Dame. Started there in 7th grade, and when I started going there, my best friend, in high school, he lived up in North Utica, and so I really have a lot of memories going to Franco's in North Utica.
Okay.
I still and since I live close to that pizzeria, we do frequent it a lot, and every time I walk in there, I get some reminiscence. I reminisce about the old days of just hanging in there for lunch like that. To go along with you, my grandmother, she lived in Whitesboro, and my aunt and every time I was over there, if we went to pizza, we went to Joe's.
Yeah.
We went. Yeah. So I have the memories of there too. I love upside down pizza. Unfortunately, my wife does not like the upside down pizza. Why, I have no idea. I married a full-blooded Italian in Utica, New York, and she don't like upside down pizza. But whatever, it is what it is. I love you, baby.
So you never get to have it.
So basically, if I want to go to Joe's or Oskanitz, which are in my top 3, I just go by myself. And get it. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
But Joe's and Oskanitz are kind of like first number 1 and number 2, and probably and Franco's. we could do 64 because there's so many
Easily.
pizzerias
I
around here,
know, I
easily.
know.
And I honestly don't know of a bad pizzeria in this area.
You know, what in your opinion makes a good pizza? I know, like, people watch Barstool, and then
Yeah.
and Dave Portnoy does his pizza reviews. But what in your opinion makes a great pizza? Like, what do you like about it?
I'm a crust guy. Again,
Yeah.
again, dad bod here. Okay,
Sure.
okay. I love the carbs. So, but
I don't get when kids don't eat the crust.
No, a lot of kids. You know what? I've noticed a ton of kids. They don't like. You know, it's like it's the same thing with, like, cut my crust off my sandwiches. I never grew up with that. How that even started, I have no idea. But I like a nice thick. Listen, the New York thin slice style pizza is a classic, no doubt about it. But I like a thick crust, not a deep dish, not a Chicago deep dish.
Right.
The people that don't live around here, they think we're talking about deep dish, and we're not. A thick crust, piece of good sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce that grandma made. That's the thing, is around here, there's no really like corporate, pizzeria shops. They're all mom and pop, and they've been around for a
Those are the best
long
ones.
time. We have the second oldest pizzeria in the country in Utica, New York,
Yeah.
Oskin Eats. This is the same exact stuff they were making 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's fresh ingredients, thick crust. That's my favorite.
And I love when the cheese is very hot and melty. I know sometimes you burn your mouth, but like I almost like test the limits. I'm like, I want it nice and hot. The cheese coming off of there. But the crust, the bottom has to be cooked enough, because sometimes when the crust is not cooked enough and it's too floppy, then it just becomes a mess and a pain.
Becomes a mess, yep.
So, and then you have to fold it.
Yep.
Like, there's times I fold it. I'm not a huge
folded
folder.
a thick crust. I have folded because it's been a little undercooked.
But if it's not, if it's cooked enough and it doesn't have too much flop, I enjoy taking those little smaller bites and just savoring it a little bit more. So, so we've kind of talked a little bit about, but we want the rest of you guys to give us some nominations on how to fill out the rest of our bracket with your recommendations solely on you, and then you guys are going to vote. And we're going to find out what amongst our viewership, amongst the Utica Blue Sox Nation, what their favorite pizza place is. And then maybe we can do some remote viewing there of going and eating there. All right? We'll see.
I love it. Come on now. It's like, I could eat pizza every day.
Another
I
excuse
choose
to go
not
eat
to,
more.
but I could eat it every day.
So thank you guys. Like, subscribe, share, comment, anything you can do. Again, like I said before, the more engagement we have, the more we can do. So thank you from Daddy Ball Podcast. I'm Brian.
Tom, and we'll see you on the next episode.
You got it.